So a fiery first showdown in the New York City mayor's race, and there's only one other debate. You got socialist Zohran Mamdani, 33 years old. You got independent Andrew Cuomo, Republican Curtis Sliwa clashing head-to-head over the cost of living, Israel, and crime. Watch.
I've said very clearly, making buses fast and free costs about $700 million a year. Making universal child care a reality costs about $5 or $6 billion a year. If you raise the state's top corporate tax rate to match that of New Jersey, you'd be raising $5 billion in and of itself.
Well, Zohran, boy, your fantasies are never going to come about in terms of funding everything you want that's going to be free. It's a fantasy. Let's deal with the reality.
The Assemblyman's whole plan is based on a myth. He said he's going to raise the taxes the same as New Jersey, corporate tax. No, it would be double the tax. You would see New Yorkers on I-95 fleeing to Florida.
So that's just a slice of the debate, and there's so much on the line as we might be electing a socialist / communist mayor in New York City. He's up by 20 in some of the recent polls. Joining us now, good friend of the show, Sid Rosenberg, #1 in New York City on WABC, and John Catsimatidis, one of America's finest businessmen. His diversity includes grocery chains, Christidis, D'Agostino's, as well as president of Red Apple Media. Welcome to both you guys. Great to have you here. John, from what you could tell, did Cuomo and Sliwa do enough to stop the momentum of Mamdani?
I don't think so. I think we were both at the Al Smith dinner night, so I watched it afterwards. The fact was, I don't know. Look, Curtis is a friend of mine for 40 years. Why is he attacking Cuomo? The enemy of this entire situation is Mamdani. That I think Curtis should have been attacking Mamdani because he is the, how do you say it? Clear and present danger. Cuomo, he's a Democrat, and the real Democrat in the thing is Cuomo. So if you have 70% Democrats in New York City, well, they should be voting for Cuomo versus voting for Mamdani.
So take a look at the poll, Sid, going in here. 52%. Mamdani's numbers went up. Cuomo's at 28. Sliwa at 14. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with John. You know, there was no knockout punch. And the truth is, Curtis and Andrew, they need a knockout punch. They didn't get it. Mamdani's good to go here. He's up by so much that he could just kind of skate the rest of the way. I can tell you this, I hate Mamdani, okay? I've categorized him as a terrorist, a jihadist, a socialist, a communist, and a Marxist. Those are not 5 nice words, Brian, okay? I hate him. I hate him even more after watching him last night.
And it gets to him, doesn't it?
It does get to him. He's mentioned me in a Vulture magazine article. He's done an 18-minute mock debate, Rosenberg against Mamdani. I'm not even running. But these guys need a knockout punch, and neither one delivered that punch on Thursday night.
Do you think anything's going to change, John? Do you think that Curtis gets out? Do you think that Cuomo gets out? What has to happen?
Cuomo's not getting out. But like I said, the real Democrat in the function is Cuomo, and it's not Mamdani. Mamdani is a socialist, and people should realize that they're not voting for a Democrat. Just because he won the Democratic primary doesn't mean he's a Democrat. Socialism hit Venezuela. Me and Curtis were in Cuba. The people in Cuba are starving to death. The people in Venezuela are starving to death. The Mamdani is not the way to go for a city like New York City. Curtis, look, he's a Republican, and that's fine. But if Curtis loves New York, that if he doesn't see a path to winning by the next week or so, if he doesn't see a path to winning, then at that point you say, I love New York more than I love running, and give it up.
Even though you're great friends with him for 40 years, you would tell Curtis, give it up.
That's my advice to him as his friend.
Right. Sid?
You so would I, by the way. And I love Curtis. He's on my show every week.
You want him to drop out?
I think if the numbers don't improve by next week, it's hard to ask a guy who's the only Republican candidate, like he said, a guy that's raised, he's got $2-3 million cash right now. $2-3 million cash, let's be honest, okay? But the truth is, if the numbers stay the same, he should drop out.
All right, so let's talk about Israel. We know that it looks like a positive result thanks to President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu's indefatigable push to get rid of all his enemies. But we look in America right now, we look at the polls, and they only have, in terms of the next generation, Republicans and Democrats, only 30% approval in some of these polls for Israel. What happened to the perception of Israel for the next generation, Sid?
That's part of the reason why Mamdani's doing so well. You know this, Brian and John. It's become chic in New York to hate the Jews. It's chic. That's why he's doing well. Look, it's media. The media is very bad to Israel and the Jewish people, very bad. They know that President Trump loves us. He fights for the Jewish people. He fights for Israel. They hate President Trump, so now they turn that to Israel. You look at your social media, TikTok, for example.
The algorithms.
Yes. I was in London and Paris this summer with my children. My son, Gabriel, he's on TikTok, and the first thing that pops up is a video of a Palestinian being killed by an Israeli. He didn't even ask for that video. It just popped up.
That's another problem with TikTok. John, what's going on with anti-Semitism in America, even some Republicans in the next generation? I don't get it.
Well, it's not anti-Semitism alone. Some people are full of hate. And see, I don't go against just anti-Semitism. I'm against hate.
Well, look, the final thought is President Trump is, and I know you're watching right now, Mr. President, I love you. I couldn't love you any more than I do. What you pulled off was a miracle. Our hostages are home. You put a peace deal together. Do I think Hamas will abide by it? I doubt it, but that's not your fault. Thank you, President Trump, for a job well done.
Yeah, how about the Arab world goes in there and settles it down? They're supposed to provide the peacekeeping force. Great to see you guys.
You too.
No wonder WABC is such a success. Great job.